I mean, you got to hear a lot from these guys, and they said a lot about our program. They said a lot about each other. They do swim for each other. That is wonderful to see. Even kind of working through this meet with Bjorn. Bjorn was so concerned with everybody else's swimming, recovery, etc., that he probably spent about 10% thinking about his swimming. And that's a challenge sometimes to get these guys redirected on what they need to be doing, and that's why it's such a great meet. It's the best meet in the world to see a group of young men really go after a goal and do it for each other. And I think we sort of knew how the path of this meet was going to go, knowing that our last day was going to be our best day. I don't like it that way. I would rather, kind of get to a spot where it's a little more comfortable. But that's a testament to the programs that were competing. Texas had a phenomenal meet. Florida, NC State, Indiana. This meet just is getting faster and faster. I mean, and you guys know this. You guys probably run the numbers. That's probably our fastest NC2A men's meet that we've ever had. However you want to slice it, in terms of 1 to 8 or 1 to 16 or what it took to score, etc. So it's super competitive, and even as we kind of pull back and look at our conference, I mean, our conference meet was tough. And I think that experience of moving through our conference meet, Arizona State, Bob's done a phenomenal job. Dan is doing a great job at Stanford. Arizona, USC, Utah, I mean, they're always bringing in quality athletes and having quality performances and quality swims. And so that moving through those 3.5 days at our conference meet really put us in a spot where we could handle the situation that we were in through this meet, and just knew that, okay, let's just get it to Saturday, be close by the time we get to Saturday, and we can really get after this thing. That was a long statement. So
sounds silly. We'll take questions. Start right here in the middle.
To go a little deeper into what you were just saying, I'm wondering if you can shed any light on how you guys. I mean, it's well known that the last day is you guys' best day, and how you get 18 to 22-year-old guys to have the patience to not be like, oh, we're not in the lead after day one, everything's terrible, right? How do you instill the patience to say, all right, we're right where we need to be?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, I think our group is a and probably this iteration of Cal swimming has been through a lot of different experiences. I think those experiences create a lot of maturity, and so especially with the 4 guys that you spoke with earlier, I mean, these guys have done some different things in their career, and they are an extension of our coaching staff, and I think we just have conversation about it, and I think it's I mean, that's a lost art in this day and age, where you can actually talk to people and just very logically work through a season, work through a training segment, work through a week, or in our case, work through a meet. And I think our guys do a good job of that. I mean, our conversation is lost in this day and age of text and Twitter and Instagram, and we really try to work through that and make sure that we're having conversation about things rather than 144 character segments. And I think it's our group is not necessarily one into the managing of perceptions. We really try and talk about the the issues that we may have, or the challenges that we're facing, or how we're working through things, and that creates stronger relationships. And so it creates a level of trust when we get to situations like this, where we can say, hey, this is how this is going to look, and there's a level of trust in the room that we know that we are right where we need to be in that particular moment. That was a long-winded answer to your question. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
What's up, dude?
Way back. Dave, what's it been like having David around for the last few months? And also, was there anything in these few months or even this week that you picked up new from him?
Yeah, we could talk a long time about this, and Brian, you experienced it. This time of year what he brings to the table, and how he helps these guys be better at their craft. It is why he was a phenomenal Olympic coach in 2016, because it's the perfect time to bring a group together, make that group bond, make it a special experience, help them be faster swimmers, better people, and you move through a meet. This one's a 3.5-day meet, and for the last 7 weeks he made these guys better for these 3.5 days. And it's really cool to get back to a spot where I can share the pool deck with my mentor, and there's just a level of trust. I can say, David, go take these 3 guys, and then boom, and I come back 30 minutes later, and they're I don't know, they're floating upside down, and just kind of doing different things, but helping them be better for this moment in time. And Brian, you know this. The guy has won so many national titles. He knows how to navigate this meet. And so it was fun. We were joking. It's like, David, it's been 15 years since you've done this, jumped in the pool. And he's like, gosh, has it been that long? I was like, well, yeah, 2007 was the last time. So it was really cool for our athletes, but it was even more special to me. It was special to have him back in Kathy and my life, to have Kristen up there, to spend time with him. It's phenomenal. He has perspective, and you just can't. That's something you earn that. You earn perspective through all the experiences that he's had, and it was just great to experience that for these last 7 weeks. Now my wheels are turning. I've got to figure out how to do this every year, But for the time being, it was absolutely phenomenal.
We'll have time for a couple more for Coach. We'll start right here.
Dave, I'm sure you're familiar with this. I don't know if it's any sort of record. 12 consecutive NCAA championships, you guys have been first or second. Going back to 2010, your 3rd season on the job. How does this happen? How do you have this kind of consistency, and what does that mean to you that you've had this kind of success?
Yeah, because it's not just me. It's when I first started at Cal, the administrative support, the support for aquatics is phenomenal. We have world-class people at Cal that understand Cal, that get Cal, and that's all the way from our administration through our support staff to our coaches. There's been so many people that have impacted our program over the last 12 years. Just from a coaching perspective, we've had Greg Meehan as an assistant coach. We've had Yuri Sugiyama as an assistant coach, Trace Kreitler as an assistant coach, David Marsh as an assistant coach, and these are phenomenal coaches that have been able to impact these guys' lives, and that's been very special. It does take a community, it does take a village. Our donors, our alumni, our families, it's why we have the turnout that we have at an NCAA championships. This Cal is a special place. It's something that In the places that I have been, on the campuses that I've been, and places that I've worked, it's just different. And we were joking about that today with riding over with Sean as we were coming over for the mile. It's like there's challenges that we. I don't want to say it's probably not challenges, but there's just unique circumstances at Cal where you kind of have to work. You just have to get things. You just have to get things done, and that mentality bodes really well for a swimming program. It bodes really well for this championship. It bodes really well for these guys as they transition from being a student athlete, as they go out in the working world. And I want them to go out in the working world and be successful, because I need more donors to to come back and continue to support our program. So I want them to be successful, and they're surrounded by such successful people. I mean, a lot of those men and women up in the stands. I mean, it's kind of a who's who of folks that have been successful in their professions. Guys selling companies, guys. Just doing really, really special things in life. So we're fortunate to have people that have come before us, and I'm fortunate to have had a coach that came before me in North Thornton that really, sort of set the pathway for this thing going forward.
Anything else?
You talk a lot about the support staff around you and other coaches, but your resume is building quite a bit. Being an Olympic team coach, 5-time NCAA team champion. What are your long-term coaching goals and aspirations?
Long-term goals and aspirations. I don't know. I'm so tired. I can't think about. I don't even know what time we're leaving tomorrow. I know it's early, but I'd have to really stop and think about that question. But I think the things that I enjoy doing are the athletes that I work with, the coaches that I work with. That's the unique challenge, and no year is ever the same. We have four guys that have put up with me for 5 years. I guess I could kind of turn that around. I've put up with Bryce Meffert for 5 years.
Professional agitator.
I love it. I'm gonna miss him. But I do enjoy it, and I think our guys said they enjoy it. They're going to enjoy being up in the stands next year. Watching our 2023 team compete. I don't know. I just think every year is different, and every year it feels like my first year. I'm learning some things. I learned a ton from David being there for 7 weeks. It was nice to have not only an assistant coach, but really someone that was like a consultant, just kind of picking apart, what about this? What about this? Brian knows that. It's just like kind of just sees things in a different way. And it just totally got my wheels turning. And again, I move into this summer and looking at next fall and looking at it from a fresh perspective because of the folks that are around us. So I don't know. That's not an answer to your question, but I don't know what my long-term goals or aspirations are. I'm looking at a month from now and trying to help some guys make the U.S. team at World Championship trials. That's my long term. My short term is going to bed. My long term is doing that.